The 1960s was a very different time. No cell phones, no cable TV, no MP3 players. It was different on Wall Street, too. Back then, people got their news and information from stock ticker machines, if they were lucky enough to get it at all. Everything was done manually and on paper, and slowly. Wall Street was a world of pencils, slide rules, and calculators. Those starting out could find themselves counting bonds and stock certificates by hand in a basement room with no air conditioning. Today, that kind of work might sound like something no one would dream of doing. But I can tell you, as the first job for a middle-class kid who'd come to New York City with nothing but student loans to pay, it was pretty exciting to be part of the Wall Street action. I'm Mike Bloomberg. In 1996, when I entered the trenches at Salomon Brothers, the world was changing in so many ways. Not the technology. Stock and bond certificates were still being delivered to customers door to door by hand. A bunch of guys using pencils and handheld calculators to decide which bonds were the best. Prices were still only available to a few elite decision makers. In this world of Wall Street, I worked my way up from that very first job. I became a salesman and then ran a trading desk. Eventually, I became head of information systems, which was a very fancy name for the computer department. The whole time, I couldn't help thinking, there's gotta be a better way to help investors get information. I soon had my chance. After 15 years on Wall Street, I decided it was time for me to move on. Well, more specific, they decided it was time for me to move on and fired me. But with experience in the market and my love of technology, I set out the very next day to start a company that would provide real-time information that people could really use and share. So in a one-room office in New York City, with a beautiful view of an alley, with 3 people, 1 coffee machine, and no customers, I started Bloomberg LP. When we set up shop, there was no such thing as a PC, nothing like the internet. There was no email communication and no network personal computers. So we did the only thing we could do. We built them ourselves. We created a product that came to be called the Bloomberg Terminal, and created a network to connect all those terminals together. This network, everyone could finally see the same information at the same time. Buyers see prices and other important data instantly at their desk. The openness and consistency of information created more fairness in the financial markets, and the idea caught on. It was part of a new era in how people could get the facts they needed, not just about bonds or stocks, but about everything that could affect their businesses and their lives. The quality and quantity of the information on the Bloomberg was growing every day, and so was the speed with which customers could get it. We started to make the newspapers and wire services look slow. This gave me another idea. Why not become a news provider? I thought we could use our technology to let investors read the news electronically while looking at market data and sending and receiving messages, all on the same screen at the same time. And this was before there was a World Wide Web. And that is how Bloomberg News was created in 1990, a multimedia news information and messaging platform that people needed but that had never before existed. Started Bloomberg Television in 1994. Again, we thought, how can we do things differently so that viewers get information faster? Why not put the stock ticker and other data right there on the screen? This may have looked a little strange at the time, but it changed television forever. Today, Bloomberg News is a global news, television, radio, magazine, and internet service that reports 24 hours a day. It delivers information through both traditional and cutting-edge tools and technology. A long time since I was a kid counting bonds in that hot basement office. Today, some of us have a few more gray hairs, but all of us have much greater control over what information and news we receive and how we receive it. I left Bloomberg LP in the year 2001 when I was elected to serve as mayor of New York City. But I'm proud to say that the company I founded more than 2 decades ago continues to create new ways to get and use information across multiple media. And I'm especially proud that Bloomberg LP is a good corporate citizen, promoting education, arts, and family programs, and encouraging employees to give back to their communities through its worldwide philanthropic mission.